Notice the charter school name and the charter school chairman's. Look at all the PICO funds this charter school is getting. Notice the rent increase over time. How much of that money is the governing boards getting? Who is enforcing HB 1259? HB 1259, passed in 2023, includes the following words. A charter school is not eligible to receive capital outlay funds if a member of the governing board or his or her family member has an interest in or is an employee of the leaseor. I asked about the lease payments, and one of the State Board of Education members said the Duval County School Board should have that information. But when I did a public records request, they did not have the information about the documentation required by HB 1259. The state legislators have been passing bills giving more and more of our money that used to only go to the real public schools to charter schools. And I'm going to read you a list of some of them. HB 7097, passed in 2020, it forced us to give a large chunk of our sales surtax money to charter schools that once went only to the neighborhood schools. HB 1259, passed in 2023, forced us to give part of the local discretionary 1.5 mil property tax money to charter schools for capital outlay funding. HB 7069, passed in 2017, forced local school boards to share our property taxes with charter schools. HB 7123, passed in 2019. And an article says, in 2019, the legislature changed state law to say that funds from such referendums will be shared with charter schools. And what about impact fees? Why can't local communities have impact fees so that brand new schools that are needed because of new development can be funded by impact fees? Also, legislators for the last several years have been voting to give almost all the PICO funding to charter schools, with our local neighborhood schools not getting any of it. This is the amount of PICO funds the Duval County charter schools are expected to get this year. This is part of the bill HB 1259 that passed in 2023, and it clearly says the department can ask for this information. Why aren't they? Some of the information may be on the audited financial statements or the Form 990, but we shouldn't have to search through all those things to find the information that HB 1259 says the Department of Education has the authority to ask for this information, which is to prove that the leases aren't with related parties and are at fair market value. The taxpayers have a right to know. Please demand that the Florida Department of Education ask for that information. This is the statute that our local school district says prohibits them from asking the charter schools for the information that HB 1259 allows the Florida Department of Education to ask. I was disappointed that the good charter schools and the other members of the Duval delegation did not come out in strong support of Senator Davis and Representative Nixon's SB 748 that was proposed the last legislative session.